Have you ever wondered how accurate our history books are when it comes to epic battles? It's a question that, once pondered, can send you spiraling into a world of intrigue and discovery. After all, history is often viewed through the lens of those who write it, and over the course of time, certain details may become distorted, embellished, or even completely rewritten. Take historical battles, for instance. These colossal clashes of nations are often depicted with grandeur and drama. But just how much of what we've been told is fact, and how much is a product of creative license or misinformation? That's the question we aim to explore today. We're going to delve into the depths of history and scrutinize the accounts of 5 renowned battles. We'll unveil the discrepancies between the widely accepted narratives and the evidence that suggests otherwise. So, buckle up for an intriguing journey into the past. Stick around as we count down the top 5 historically inaccurate battles which have been reported as true for years. Starting off our countdown at number 5, we have the Battle of Thermopylae. Now, this battle holds a special place in popular culture, largely thanks to the blockbuster film 300, which tells a riveting tale of just 300 Spartan warriors holding off a Persian army of millions. The heroics of these Spartans, under the command of King Leonidas, is the stuff of legends. But how much of this narrative is rooted in actual history? Firstly, let's address the elephant in the room: the numbers. It's true that there was a small band of Spartans, led by King Leonidas, who made a courageous stand at the pass of Thermopylae. However, they weren't alone as often depicted. Historians estimate that the Greek forces at Thermopylae numbered in the thousands, with contingents from several other city-states, including Athens and Corinth. Now, onto the size of the Persian army. The figures vary greatly, with Herodotus claiming there were over 2 million soldiers. However, modern historians suggest a more realistic figure is around 150,000 to 200,000. That's still a formidable force, but not quite the millions depicted in popular tales. Finally, let's talk about the Spartans. Yes, there were 300 Spartan warriors, but they were not the only Spartans present at the battle. In fact, they were accompanied by at least 1,000 helots, state-owned serfs who served as light infantry. So while the Battle of Thermopylae was indeed a valiant stand against overwhelming odds, it wasn't exactly the dramatic last stand of 300 Spartans as often portrayed. The reality is, it was a collective effort of various Greek city-states, a testament to their unity and resilience in the face of an impending invasion. So the Battle of Thermopylae, while epic, wasn't exactly a one-man army scenario as often depicted. Now, let's move on to our next battle, coming in at number 4. Coming in at number 4 on our list, we have the Battle of Waterloo. A common portrayal of this epic battle is Napoleon Bonaparte, in his unyielding arrogance, leading his French army to a disastrous defeat against the British and Prussian forces. But there's more to this story than meets the eye. The Battle of Waterloo, which took place on June 18, 1815, was not merely a showcase of Napoleon's overconfidence. Several other factors played crucial roles in the outcome of this battle. One such factor that is often overlooked is the weather. On the day before the battle, heavy rain had turned the battlefield into a muddy quagmire, delaying Napoleon's attack and giving the Allied forces time to regroup. Moreover, the alliances played a significant role in the battle. The British and Prussian forces, under the leadership of Duke of Wellington and Field Marshal Gebhard Leberecht von Blücher, respectively, combined their strengths and strategies against Napoleon's forces. This unity between the British and Prussians was pivotal in turning the tide of the battle against the French. Lastly, strategic errors were also at play. Napoleon's decision to delay the attack to allow the ground to dry, his underestimation of the Prussian army's recovery, and his failure to capture the Mont Saint-Jean escarpment, a strategic location, all contributed to his defeat. So the Battle of Waterloo was not just about Napoleon's supposed hubris. It was a complex interplay of various elements such as the weather, the British and Prussian alliances, and a series of strategic errors. In the end, Waterloo marked the end of Napoleon's rule as the French emperor. More than just a clash of armies, it was a pivotal moment in European history, shaping the continent's future in the years to come. Thus, the Battle of Waterloo wasn't just about Napoleon's downfall, but a series of unfortunate events and strategic blunders. Halfway through our list at number 3, we have the Battle of Gettysburg. This monumental battle, fought from July 1st to 3rd in 1863, is often painted as the pivotal turning point of the American Civil War. It's commonly touted as the moment when the Union forces finally gained the upper hand, turning the tide against the Confederacy once and for all. But is this the full picture? Well, not quite. The Battle of Gettysburg was undoubtedly a significant event, and it did result in a much-needed victory for the Union. However, to call it the turning point somewhat oversimplifies the complexity of the Civil War. There were many other battles, before and after Gettysburg, that were equally important in shaping the course of the war. For instance, the Battle of Antietam, fought in September of 1862, was the first major battle on Union soil and ended in a crucial strategic victory for the North. It provided President Lincoln with the momentum he needed to issue the Emancipation Proclamation, a monumental step towards ending slavery. Furthermore, it's important to remember that the Civil War continued for 2 more years after Gettysburg. Battles such as Wilderness, Spotsylvania, and Petersburg were all fought after Gettysburg, each with their own significant impact on the course of the war. So why then does Gettysburg receive so much attention? Well, it was the deadliest battle of the Civil War, with an estimated 51,000 casualties. It was also the site of President Lincoln's famous Gettysburg Address, which is often credited with redefining the purpose of the war for the American public. However, it's crucial to remember that history is complex. While Gettysburg was a significant event, it wasn't the definitive turning point it's often made out to be. It was a part of a larger narrative full of countless battles and numerous turning points, each playing their part in the broader tapestry of the Civil War. So, while the Battle of Gettysburg was significant, it wasn't the definitive end of the Civil War as often portrayed. Next up, at number 2, we have the Battle of Hastings. Now, there's a tale that's been told and retold, passed down through generations like a cherished heirloom. It's the story of King Harold, the last Anglo-Saxon king of England who allegedly met his end with an arrow to the eye during the heat of the battle. A dramatic finale, isn't it? But let's put on our detective hats and delve a little deeper. You see, this story, as captivating as it is, might just be a result of misinterpreted historical records. The primary source of this narrative is the Bayeux Tapestry. However, the tapestry isn't exactly clear on this point. While it does show a figure clutching an eye next to an arrow, it's not definitively stated that this figure is King Harold. Moreover, other contemporary sources make no mention of an arrow to the eye. Some record Harold dying in battle, yes, but they remain ominously silent about the specifics of his death. Now, wouldn't such a dramatic and unique death be worth mentioning? So as we peel back the layers of history, we find that the truth is often more complex and less theatrical than the tales we've been told. And in this case, King Harold's death might not have been as dramatic as we've been led to believe. Finally, topping our list at number 1, we have the legendary Battle of Troy. A battle so famous, it's woven into the very fabric of Western literature and mythology. Now let's delve into the mythical aspects of this epic battle. The Battle of Troy, as depicted in Homer's Iliad, is a 10-year siege filled with gods, heroes, and of course, the infamous Trojan horse. It's a story of love, deceit, and wrath, where the gods of Olympus manipulate mortals like pawns on a chessboard. But what if we told you that this epic tale might not be entirely accurate? Recent archaeological evidence suggests a different narrative. Excavations at Hisarlik, believed to be the site of ancient Troy, show that the city was indeed destroyed in a great war around the time Homer's Troy would have existed. However, the city's destruction appears to be more gradual and less dramatic than the Iliad's depiction. What about the Trojan horse, you ask? Well, it's widely believed today that the horse was a metaphor for a battering ram or a siege tower, rather than an actual wooden horse filled with soldiers. The horse as a literal interpretation might be a result of centuries of embellishment and misinterpretation. So, the Battle of Troy, while legendary, might not have played out exactly as Homer's epic poem suggests. And there you have it, the top 5 historically inaccurate battles which have been reported as true for years. We've journeyed from Thermopylae to Troy, challenging our understanding of these pivotal moments. It's a reminder that history is a complex tapestry, often woven with threads of interpretation. Critical thinking is our greatest tool in unpicking these threads. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Until next time, keep questioning